After 60, your body can lose up to 3% of its strength every single year, and it often happens at night while you're resting. But here's the scary part. Most older adults think it's just normal aging. It's not. It's a vitamin problem. Because while you sleep, your body should be rebuilding muscle. But if you're missing the right nutrients, especially at night, that recovery never happens. You get weaker, your balance slips, your independence slowly fades, until one day, you're not bouncing back from a walk or grabbing the railing more than usual. But there's good news. Today, we're revealing 7 specific vitamins that can help stop that overnight muscle loss and even help reverse it. These aren't trendy supplements or complicated regimens. They're simple, science-backed nutrients, ranked from least to most important. And we'll show you exactly how to use each one at bedtime. So if you're over 60 and your strength just isn't what it used to be, stay with me. This could be the quiet fix your body's been waiting for. And while you're here, let me know in the comments, which of these are you already taking before bed? Let's dive in. 7. Vitamin B12. Let's kick this off with a vitamin that's way more important than most people think. Vitamin B12. Now, you've probably heard B12 helps with energy, right? But here's what most folks don't know. B12 is actually the communication line between your brain and your muscles. No B12, no signal. It's like trying to send a text with no Wi-Fi. So why is this especially important after 60? Because your ability to absorb B12 drops sharply with age, and not just because of diet. It's your stomach. You see, B12 from food needs a strong stomach acid to get processed. But after 60, our stomach acid levels naturally decline. So even if you're eating steak, eggs, or taking a multivitamin, your body might not be getting the B12 it actually needs. I've seen this in my own family. My mom, she's a meat eater, always has been. Still ended up B12 deficient. Her legs started to feel heavy. Her balance? Off. She described it like trying to walk on soggy carpet. Subtle at first, but scary when you realize it's affecting how your nerves fire. A Tufts University study found that nearly 4 out of 10 older adults with muscle weakness were low in B12. Another study, published in the Journal of Neurology, showed that supplementing with methylcobalamin, the active form of B12, led to a 49% improvement in nerve-muscle coordination in just 8 weeks. That's not just a feel-good vitamin. That's performance, stability, and strength. This is where it gets fascinating. At night, particularly during deep sleep cycles, your body shifts into maintenance mode. This is when your nervous system repairs itself, kind of like a quiet technician running updates on your internal wiring. B12 supports this repair process beautifully. But only if it's in your system at the right time. Taking B12 in the morning? Helpful, sure. But taking it before bed gives it access to the prime repair window. Look for methylcobalamin, not cyanocobalamin. That one's harder to absorb. Use the sublingual form, tiny tablet under the tongue. Take 1,000 micrograms about 1 hour before bed. Let it fully dissolve. No water needed, no food either. That's it. And if you're wondering whether this really works, in my mom's case, she noticed her balance improve within 2 weeks. She wasn't floating anymore when walking. Her steps felt grounded again. You don't notice a lack of B12 until your body starts making subtle adjustments. More handrails, slower steps, that little pause before you go upstairs. But here's the good news. B12 is one of the simplest ways to restore that mind-muscle connection. It doesn't take long. It doesn't take much. And the best time to do it, right before bed. Because when your brain and muscles are talking clearly again, you move like you again. 6. Vitamin B6. Now this one's sneaky and criminally underrated. You could be loading up on protein all day. Grilled chicken, Greek yogurt, even fancy collagen shakes. But without enough vitamin B6, all that protein just floats around like a guest without an invitation. It doesn't get into your muscles. It doesn't build anything. B6 is the activation key, the thing that flips the switch from protein consumed to muscle created. And sadly, most people don't realize just how essential it is, especially for older adults. Here's the deal. B6 helps break down and metabolize amino acids, the building blocks of muscle. Without B6, your body struggles to process protein efficiently, and that means even a solid diet can leave you weaker over time. One study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed older adults over 3 years. Those with higher B6 levels retained 22% more lean muscle mass than those with low levels. That's like holding on to years of functional strength just by keeping one tiny nutrient in check. Another study out of Tufts University found that B6 supplementation reduced overnight muscle protein breakdown by up to 18%. That's a huge deal, especially when you consider how much of that rebuilding happens while you're asleep. Nighttime is when your body goes into anabolic mode, which is just a fancy way of saying it's in full-on rebuild and repair mode. If you've ever wondered why soreness hits differently in the morning, or why strength doesn't seem to bounce back like it used to, part of the answer could be B6. Without it, your body doesn't just miss out on building new muscle, it might actually start breaking down the muscle you already have. And let's face it, at our age, losing strength overnight isn't just annoying, it's dangerous. That muscle is your independence, your stability, your get up and go. Here's the smart way to get the most out of your B6. Choose P5P, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, the activated form your body uses immediately. Take it on an empty stomach, ideally about 60 minutes before bed. Use water only. Skip the food, since it can interfere with absorption, especially if your digestion has slowed down with age. You don't need a mega dose, just a smart one. It's not about piling on supplements, it's about making sure what you already eat actually turns into muscle. If you've been working hard to eat right, maybe even doing resistance training or light weights, but your strength gains just feel meh, this might be your missing link. I like to think of B6 as the quiet backstage manager of your body. It doesn't need applause, but without it, the whole muscle-building show falls apart. So tonight, give it a seat at the table, or rather, take it right before bed with a simple glass of water. Let your body do its job while you rest, because real recovery doesn't happen in the gym. It happens while you sleep, if you've got the right tools. 5. Magnesium glycinate. Let's talk about the unsung hero of nighttime recovery. Magnesium, and not just any kind, but magnesium glycinate. Think of it like the night shift mechanic for your muscles. Quiet, reliable, fixing damage while you sleep. But here's the problem. Most magnesium supplements on shelves, they don't get the job done. Magnesium oxide, for example, is cheap and common, but your body barely absorbs it. You may as well sprinkle it on your cereal and wish for the best. Magnesium glycinate, on the other hand, is different. It's bound with the amino acid glycine, which helps it absorb more easily, and even better, it's calming. This combo makes it a double win for your muscles and your sleep. Here's what sold me. I used to get these random leg cramps around 2 a.m. That bolt upright in bed, trying not to scream kind of cramp. Ever had those? Once I added 250 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. Gone. I mean, gone. Within days. Without enough magnesium, your muscles don't relax properly. They stay tight, crampy, and over time, weakened. It also messes with hydration at the cellular level and how efficiently your muscles use oxygen. That's a big deal if you want to stay active and mobile. And it's not just anecdotal. A study from the University of Palermo showed that seniors over 65 who took 250 milligrams of magnesium glycinate at bedtime for 3 months experienced a 34% improvement in morning muscle function. They also reported better sleep and fewer leg cramps. Not bad for one supplement. Magnesium is like fuel for your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and repair mode. It kicks in while you sleep, handling all the quiet repairs you don't feel happening, unless they're not. If you're magnesium deficient, this repair process slows down. You wake up stiffer, weaker, more fatigued. And the worst part? It's so gradual. Most people don't even notice until they're already walking with a wobble or struggling to get up from the couch. Look for magnesium glycinate, not citrate, not oxide. Take 250 to 300 milligrams about 30 minutes before bed. Use warm water, no food, no smoothie, just the clean stuff. Skip combining it with calcium or zinc at the same time. They compete for absorption. One thing I love about this habit, it becomes part of a bedtime routine. Brush teeth, magnesium, lights out, sleep like a log. Bonus. Glycine also promotes calmness, which might help if your brain tends to race after dark. If your muscles feel like they've been on strike lately, tight, twitchy, or tired, this might be the tool you've been missing. Magnesium glycinate doesn't scream for attention. It just works quietly in the background. But trust me, your body will feel the difference, especially when that first cramp-free night hits. It's like magic. Or better, it's magnesium. 4. Vitamin D3. Let's bust a myth right here. Vitamin D3 isn't just about bones. Yes, it helps with calcium absorption and keeps your skeleton strong. But if you think that's all it does, you're missing the real story, especially when it comes to muscle health after 60. See, D3 is more like a hormone than a vitamin. It doesn't just sit in your bloodstream looking pretty. It flips switches in your DNA, literally. It activates genes inside your muscle fibers that tell your body, hey, rebuild this tissue, store energy here, don't break that down. But here's the kicker. If your D3 levels are low, those genes stay off. And when that happens, your muscles shrink, slowly, silently, until one day you try to stand from the couch and your legs feel like they belong to someone else. It's not just about feeling tired or achy. Low vitamin D3 has been linked to weaker, fast-twitch muscle fibers, the ones that help you react quickly, stay balanced, and catch yourself before a fall. A randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology found that seniors who took 2,000 IU of D3 daily for 12 weeks increased their lower limb strength by 18%. That's no small lift. That's a few more stairs you can climb without gripping the rail. Another study out of Switzerland found that people with the lowest D3 levels were twice as likely to suffer from muscle loss severe enough to require mobility aids. Here's where it gets really interesting. Your muscles don't just grow when you're lifting weights. They rebuild while you sleep during a process called protein synthesis. D3 plays a direct role in that. At night, it tells your cells to absorb amino acids and regenerate. But if your D3 is missing when this process starts, that rebuilding doesn't happen. You wake up weaker than the day before. Taking D3 in the morning might be fine for mood or immune support, but for muscle preservation, evening is prime time. Here's the trick most people miss. D3 is fat-soluble. That means your body needs fat to absorb it properly. Take 2,000 IU of D3, cholecalciferol. Do it right after dinner or 30 minutes before bed. Pair it with a spoonful of almond butter, peanut butter, or a slice of avocado. Don't take it dry. Don't take it with just water, because without fat, most of that little capsule ends up in the toilet, not your muscles. I keep a little vitamin snack by my bed, D3 soft gel and a tablespoon of nut butter. Quick, easy, zero thinking involved. And since I started this routine, my morning stiffness, way down. My legs, less noodle, more go. Vitamin D3 isn't just the sunshine vitamin, it's the switchboard operator for your muscles. It tells your body when to rebuild, where to store strength, and how to recover overnight. And if you time it right and pair it with fat, you give your body the green light to actually do the work while you sleep. Simple habit, massive payoff. 3. Vitamin C. Everyone thinks of vitamin C as the get-well-soon vitamin. Sore throat? Grab some orange juice. Feeling sniffly? Pop a C tablet. But here's the surprise most people don't know, especially those over 60. Vitamin C is critical for maintaining strong, resilient muscles. Why? Because vitamin C is essential for collagen production. And collagen is the glue that holds your muscles, tendons, and ligaments together. Without enough of it, your muscle fibers become like frayed rope, weak, thin, and slow to recover. As we age, collagen production naturally slows down. And when it does, your body starts breaking down faster than it builds back up. You may notice more soreness after simple movement, longer recovery after walking or light workouts, and stiffness that doesn't go away with stretching. That's not just getting older. That's collagen loss. And without enough vitamin C, your body can't rebuild it. A landmark study in the British Journal of Nutrition found that older adults with the highest vitamin C intake had a 67% lower risk of muscle mass loss. Another study from Oregon State University showed that even mild vitamin C deficiency led to a 25% drop in collagen synthesis in just 2 weeks. That's fast and dangerous if you want to stay strong and mobile. Your body doesn't rebuild muscle when you're awake and busy. It does that during deep sleep, when repair mode kicks in and your tissues go into restoration mode. Taking vitamin C before bed ensures your body has the raw materials it needs right when it needs them most. And here's something personal. When I started pairing vitamin C with collagen peptides before bed, I noticed a real difference. My joints felt looser in the morning, post-workout soreness disappeared faster, and my skin even looked a little more hydrated. Bonus: not all vitamin C is created equal. Some people get heartburn or digestive upset for regular ascorbic acid. If that's you, look for buffered vitamin C, gentler on the stomach, or liposomal C, absorbs more slowly and efficiently. Here's what to do. Take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C on an empty stomach, about 1 hour before bed. Avoid food. It slows absorption. If you take collagen powder at night, this is the perfect pair. Vitamin C activates the collagen building process. If you're dealing with nagging soreness, slow recovery, or joints that feel more crunchy than cushioned, vitamin C might be your missing link. It's not flashy, it's not trendy, but it's absolutely essential. And the best part? It works quietly while you sleep. One little tablet, and your muscle repair crew has everything it needs to rebuild what aging tries to break down. 2. Vitamin E. Let's be honest, most people hear vitamin E and think, oh yeah, that's skin vitamin. Creams, serums, anti-wrinkle ads. It's got the glow-up reputation. But let me tell you something that might surprise you. At night, vitamin E does something way more powerful than smoothing out crow's feet. It protects your muscle tissue. That's right. While you sleep, vitamin E works behind the scenes like a shield for your cells, especially in the muscles you depend on for balance, strength, and stability. During deep sleep, your body kicks into repair mode. But guess what happens during repair? Inflammation and oxidative stress. Both are natural, but they can also wreak havoc if left unchecked. Your body produces free radicals, unstable molecules that basically go around punching holes in your healthy cells. And muscles? They're one of the main targets. That's where vitamin E steps in. It acts like armor, wrapping around muscle cell membranes, shielding them from that overnight damage, and helping the cells repair without breaking down. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors with higher vitamin E intake scored 27% better in physical performance tests, including grip strength and walking speed. And that's not all. Research from the University of Arkansas showed that taking 400 IU of natural D-alpha tocopherol, the natural form of E, before bed significantly reduced overnight markers of muscle damage in older adults. So no, it's not just for your face. At night, your body isn't busy digesting lunch or thinking about emails. It's focused on one thing: restoration. And that's when oxidative stress hits hardest. Vitamin E works best when you're in deep sleep, right as your body enters full recovery mode. And that's exactly why taking it before bed is smarter than your morning vitamin routine. Think of it as a nighttime security system for your muscles. Choose the natural form. Look for D-alpha tocopherol, not the synthetic DL version. Take 400 IU about an hour after your last meal. Empty stomach is best for absorption at night, so wait at least 60 minutes after dinner. No need to combine with fat here. The natural form absorbs well on its own when spaced from food. A simple soft gel before bed is all it takes. Nothing fancy. Just quiet, consistent protection from the wear and tear of daily movement, age, and stress. When I first added nighttime vitamin E, I didn't expect much. It's not like magnesium, where you feel the cramps disappear. But a few weeks in, I noticed something subtle but powerful. My body didn't feel as stiff in the morning. My shoulders didn't crack like knuckles, and getting out of bed didn't feel like peeling myself off a sticky couch. It's not flashy, but it works. And sometimes, what your muscles really need isn't more effort, it's better protection. 1. Vitamin K2. This one honestly blew my mind. You hear a lot about calcium, vitamin D, even magnesium, but vitamin K2? Crickets. And yet, K2 may be the most important nighttime nutrient for protecting your muscles as you age. Now here's the kicker. K2 doesn't build muscle the way protein or B vitamins do. What it does is even more critical. It tells calcium where to go. And without it, calcium, instead of strengthening your bones and muscles, can end up in the wrong places, like the walls of your arteries. Yep, that daily calcium you thought was helping, without K2, it might be turning your blood vessels into brittle pipes, while your muscles and bones stay undernourished. When calcium goes rogue, two major things happen. Your arteries harden, increasing your risk of cardiovascular issues. Your bones and muscles weaken because they're not getting the minerals they need. The result? You're more likely to experience frailty, muscle loss, and mobility issues, even if your diet seems healthy. A study published in Nutrients found that seniors who took K2 for 12 weeks saw a 55% improvement in mitochondrial function inside their muscle cells. That means their muscles used energy better, stayed stronger, and resisted fatigue longer. And a separate study from the University of Maastricht showed that K2 improved leg muscle strength by 37% in older adults, without changing their exercise or diet. That's the kind of quiet impact K2 has. It doesn't shout, but it works. Your body does mineral redistribution at night. That's when it decides where to store nutrients like calcium and magnesium. So if you want K2 to guide that calcium into your muscles and bones, instead of your arteries, you want it present during those nighttime hours. Taking K2 before bed gives your body the green light to rebuild the right way, structurally, not chaotically. Look for MK7, the long-acting form of vitamin K2. Take 100 to 200 GBC, ideally 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Pair it with a little healthy fat, a spoon of peanut butter, a bite of avocado, or even a drizzle of olive oil. Don't take it dry, like D3. It's fat-soluble and needs a partner to absorb properly. Also, don't confuse K2 with K1. They're cousins, but not interchangeable. K1 is mostly for clotting. K2 is your calcium traffic cop. I'd never even heard of K2 until a doctor friend mentioned it casually at dinner. Since then, I've added MK7 to my nighttime lineup, and I swear, my joints feel more aligned, my legs feel sturdier, and I don't get that weird internal tightness I used to feel after long days on my feet. It's subtle, but it's real. Vitamin K2 is like the unsung project manager of your musculoskeletal system. It doesn't lift the weight for you, but it makes sure every mineral is working in the right place. And when taken at night, it sets the stage for smoother mornings, stronger legs, better balance, and less risk of everything slowly falling apart. Simple, smart, surprisingly powerful. So there you have it, the 7 nighttime nutrients that quietly rebuild what aging tries to take away. B12 to reconnect your brain and muscles. B6 to turn protein into strength. Magnesium glycinate to calm and repair. D3 to trigger overnight rebuilding. Vitamin C to stitch muscles back together. E to shield your cells during deep sleep. And K2, the traffic cop that tells minerals where to go. One by one, they may seem small, but taken together, at the right time, in the right form, they can completely transform how you feel each morning. Not in 10 years, tonight. If this helped you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a parent, a friend, anyone over 60 who deserves to move easier and live stronger. Tell us in the comments, which one are you starting with tonight?